What's up, metal and heavy music fans? This is Flight of Icarus with MetalTrenches.com. As always, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel because there's plenty more where this came from. Alright, first up we've got Raffi Met's Well. This is a band based out of North Carolina. I've actually been trying to champion these guys for a while now, ever since hearing the album The Exile in 2016. They kind of combine the sounds of FLESHGOD Apocalypse with that of Karish Angren and Dimmu Borgir. Very progressive, strong conceptual elements. There's a lot of operatic style to it with a certain profound weight behind it. Definitely feels like this big epic story. And they put out a few really solid albums, but I highly recommend jumping in with 2018's The Elders Anthology via Test Your Metal Records. It's basically a compilation of all of their best tracks, but they put them together in such a way that it flows so well and it just feels like a regular album. It doesn't feel like a best of situation. And one of the things about these guys is that while their past albums have been solid, they've been a little inconsistent, and so this is a great moment where they just took all of their best stuff, put it all together, made sure it mixed well, and there you have it. Next up, we've got Zayon, which is a group based out of Switzerland. I was a huge fan of their 2017 album, The Drift, via Slip Trick Records, though they actually have a new one out now called Solipsis, and I actually haven't had a chance to listen to that one, so hoping to do that in the near future. I hear a lot of Eson and Opeth in their sound, in addition to the FLESHGOD parallels. A lot of this comes out in the clean singing, which is done very well. This guy has a gorgeous voice. It's not as operatic as ICS Vortex, but it has a very similarly commanding presence to it. And the whole album just has this great atmosphere. It feels very full and lush, also very cold, appropriate to the region. And I would be remiss to skip talking about the incredible drumming all over this album too, which is an instrument that sometimes kind of falls to the wayside with these symphonic bands, where it's just sort of a barrage of blast beats, and yeah, it's there and it's loud and it's adding to the overall flair, but here it's like a standout element that I constantly am noticing and feel is worth shouting out on its own. Alright, and last but not least, we've got Gorgon, which is a project based out of Paris, France. This band stands out on the list for the vocals, which are much more in this sort of brutal, blackened flavor. It reminds me of Belphegor mixed with early Behemoth, just this very deep, throaty, gurgly, aggressive style. Their aesthetic is a little bit more black metal, again with plenty of Karish Angren and Dimmu Borgir seeping in. We've got corpse paint going on here, but also lots of different symphonic styles, from Middle Eastern to Wagnerian and operatic, and often all of that will be mixed together in the same song, very seamlessly. I'm very excited to see where this project goes in the future, but for now, you can check out their album Elegy via Dusk Tone Records. It's really great stuff. And that'll conclude this week's edition of FFO. I hope you enjoyed it. The goal is, of course, for you to walk away with hopefully bands that you had not heard of yet and are now interested in enough to drop down in the description and check out the links to these albums and hopefully give them a listen. Better yet, buy them and support these bands. Get their name up there just as much as FLESHGOD Apocalypse in this case. But that'll do it for now. As always, again, please do subscribe to the channel, follow us on social media, and best yet, sign up for our mailing list to make sure that you don't miss anything. I send out an email personally every Friday. But this is Flight of Icarus, signing off. I will see you in the trenches.